Hi again. In this tutorial, I'll be creating a domain and adding 3 operating systems to that domain. So to create this domain, I'm going to use Server 2008 operating systems. I'm just continuing from where we left off, where we installed 4 operating systems so that they can ping each other. So I'm going to go to Add Roles. I'm going to select Next here. And I'm going to select Active Directory Domain Services. I'm going to select Next. So I'm going to read this properly just to make sure that we are going to agree to the correct things. I'm going to select what is suitable. So I'm going to just click next here and install. This may take a couple of minutes, approximately 5 minutes or so, based on how fast your system is, your processing and RAM availability. So we can just wait a couple of minutes for this to install properly. So when that comes up, you'll be able to see where we would be installing our Active Directory domain services. So great. So we're gonna click on close this wizard and launch the Active Directory domain services installation. This is what I was referring to with regards to the installation of the Active Directory services. So I'm gonna click on this and click next. I will leave this as is, so I'm not gonna select it. So I'm gonna click next. Let's read through this properly. I'm gonna click next here as well. I'm not gonna click existing forest. I'm gonna create a new domain in a new forest. I'm gonna select that and click next. Okay, type the fully qualified domain name. So my domain name would be jasmine.com. I'm gonna select next here. And just wait for this to verify that the name is not in use at all. Great. So the forest functional levels, you will have to select which one you're using. I'm using Server 2008, so I'm going to select that one. I'm going to click next here. And click next here as well. Yes. And click next here. And I'm going to just create a password. And confirm this password. I'm going to read through this. Click next. And it's waiting for the DNS installation to finish. That shouldn't take long though. So the Active Directory domain services installation wizard has completed. So we just need to click finish now to complete the entire process. And I'm gonna restart now just for all the configuration that we just did to save and everything. So I'm gonna select restart now. Okay, great. Since all these settings has been applied, we can log on to our machine. I'm not gonna log into the administrator account. I'm gonna switch user and log into other user. I'm gonna log in as administrator at jasmine.com, and I'm gonna use the password that I inserted when I set up my domain. So it's my domain password I'm basically using. Click enter. And click OK and just change my password one time. Select enter. Hope this works. Yes, it's working. So I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna log off now. As you can see, the domain is now set to administrator@jasmine.com. Now I can add the other operating systems to this domain. So I'm gonna go to my Vista, go on Start menu, right click on my computer, go to Properties. I'm gonna click on Change Setting, continue. On the computer name tab, I'm gonna click change here, and I'm gonna, the member would be the domain, and the domain name I'm gonna use is jasmine.com. I'm gonna click select OK here. The username would be administrator@jasmine.com, and the password is the same password that we use for the domain. I'm gonna select OK. Okay. So I'm going to restart the computer so all the necessary changes that we made can be set. So I'm going to close here and restart now. So I'm going to go to my Windows XP now and do the same thing. My computer, properties, computer name, change domain, jasmine.com. So just a lowercase, OK. Username would be administrator@jasmine.com. We're gonna use the same password. Click OK. Okay. And I'm gonna restart. So you can check on all this the machine and see how that's going. So we'll just wait for either Windows XP or Windows Vista to restart. We're gonna just log on to our Windows Vista machine now. I'm gonna switch user again to use other user. I'm gonna log back in administrator@jasmine.com. Use the password. Enter. We do same thing to my Windows XP. Log back on. Options. So we're gonna use the other account. The username would be administrator@jasmine.com, and the password. Let's go to my Windows Vista and see how it's that doing. So I can close off this and wait for the settings to be activated. I think my Windows XP has been started, so I'll just log off. And log back on to ensure that it's there. So it's at administrator.jasmine.com as you're seeing here. So let me go back to my Windows Vista. So great. So just log off here. Okay, let me log back on. So great. There you can see that both operating systems has been added to the domain, and that's it. This is how you add operating systems to domain that you created using our Server 2008. Thank you.